We are awaiting a potential U.S. deal with Iran on the Strait of Hormuz, as CENTCOM now says they have redirected 48 commercial vessels, disabled 2 and boarded 2 more as part of the Navy's blockade of Iranian ports. Let's bring in retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, former assistant to President Trump and American security co-chair at the America First Policy Institute. General, good to have you back with us. So the president said that a deal with Iran in the Strait of Hormuz could be imminent. Here's how he put it. Listen here.
On the Strait of Hormuz, there's active reporting that you might open extradition tomorrow.
Could happen. Tomorrow or the next day.
Tomorrow is there?
A lot of progress has been made.
What?
And they called me and they said, please, let's talk. They want to talk.
General, are you concerned? Do you have any doubts that if Iran were to agree to a deal to open up the Strait of Hormuz, they would honor it?
Yeah, John, thanks for having me. Good to be with you. Look, I don't trust the guys at all. So I don't think they would. They probably would honor it. And I think really the deal is between Oman and Iran as well. Mm-hmm. And just open up the strait, that's fine. The interesting part is what are they, or how are they going to do it? Are they going to charge tolls, sort of like Turkey does with the Bosporus Straits? And that just leads to a whole set of problems we haven't even talked about. But the biggest thing I would like us to get back to is the real reason this was started is because of the enriched uranium, and we didn't want them to become a nuclear power. Mm-hmm. It's kind of put in the background right now. And that was the primary thing we need to focus in on, is we don't need them to go there. We need to figure ways that we get the enriched uranium and shut them down of having a nuclear capability later on. And that's the one that's really going to be the hard one, because this deal here will lead to the second deal instead of the inverse, which used to be we wanted to get a nuclear deal, then a deal on the Strait. And the way the Iranians work, you just don't trust them at all. And, you know, really when you look at freedom of the seas, it basically, when you get outside of the 12 nautical miles of a coastline, that's actually open water. Yeah. If they're trying to charge a toll, then we've got a problem, because what do you do with Bandeb? Or what do you do with the Strait of Malacca? Mm-hmm. And it's just causing enormous problems. So I think the proof is going to be in the pudding. Let's see what it looks like. It's going to get to the second deal, which is the nuclear deal, which to me is the most important one, and having a trust and confidence in that they'll basically fulfill a deal. I don't buy it. I never have, and I don't think I ever will. It's just who they are as a theocratic government. Now, you know, saying that, when you look at WTI, the price of oil today, it's kind of in the moderate range. When you get into the 70s, it's kind of moderate. It's been as high as 100, it's been as low as 30. That's like in 2004. But I think we just have to pay attention to what's going to happen. I think, again, the Omanis and the Iranians are going to come together with a deal. Right. The question is, what does it look like? I just want to get back to the original purpose, which is not letting them have enriched uranium and getting to a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ironic that President Trump said the other day that, you know, we're going to do the Strait of Hormuz first, then we'll talk about nuclear, whereas in weeks ago, when the MOU was first released, the president was telling us that they already had a deal on nuclear. This just came in. Apparently, Iranian state TV is quoting Masoud Pezeshkian, who is the country's president, as saying interaction with the country's supreme leader is very difficult currently. I mean, if Khamenei is the guy who's got to sign off on all of this stuff, and it's difficult to get in touch with him, where does that leave negotiations?
Well, this is the real problem, and we need to understand the Iranian form of government. The supreme leader is the senior guy. He's responsible for everything. Pezeshkian is considered to be, and that's really stretching, like a moderate. And to me, the moderates have always been, those are the guys that go to the public hangings of people who are revolt against the institution, but don't go to the cocktail party afterwards. I mean, Pezeshkian's kind of in the middle, but he's probably the only one that you really find out there. If they've got to go through the supreme leader and the Revolutionary Guards, then we've got a problem going down the road to the nuclear deal. And that's the thing we should be focused on. What does the nuclear deal look like? Not what the Strait of Hormuz looks like, even though it affects the economy. It doesn't affect us. It affects the Middle East countries and Europe as well, because we're doing just fine with it. But it will be inflationary if something doesn't.
Yeah, there's no question about that. It does affect us because oil is a globally priced commodity. So when it goes up elsewhere, it goes up where we are. General, good to have you on today. Appreciate your time.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.